Um, our picks. Not
Oh
such a
yeah.
good week for us, NFL.
No, it sure wasn't.
Both both of us end up going 9-7. So that takes me to a 29-19 overall record. You 2 games behind a 27-21 record. Um, the Baltimore game, we both got that one wrong. The New Orleans game, we both got that wrong. Jacksonville, I think everybody in the world got the Dallas game wrong. What you think about this? We're going to talk about this one time and one time only.
Oh,
What
well,
do you think what you think about this whole Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift thing?
oh man. Yeah, you surprised me with that one now. I wasn't expecting that one coming, especially coming from you. You know what I mean? Like you said, we're just going to discuss it one time and one time only. But I look at it like this. Football, the views and the interest within women, young women, middle-aged women.
Have you seen all those stats?
Yeah, just women in general. They hit something here with this one. You can say whatever you want to say. They're doing it for the NFL.
Got like the number one selling jersey or something.
Yeah.
The age group of women watching the sports. All these stats over a country artist that may or may not be dating the tight end that's still in the air. I think they had more single day ticket sales this year or something. It was something for singles. Like it blows my mind that some girl or some woman, something, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Taylor Swift. I like her music. I like all her music. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's standing in a suite, not playing the game, not going to be on the sidelines, but you're going to tell me all these stats, these sales, these views, social media. He gained something like some ridiculous amount of Instagram. I want like 300,000 or 800,000 or something stupid. All these things over some girl just standing in a suite next to his mother. That said, let's effing go, and does a chest bump. Like, it is such an insane, this whole, I'm curious to see how long this actually drags out. Like, do they actually date? Does this become like a whole thing? Like, is this like the whole Tony Romo and Jessica Simpson? Like,
but this is 10 times worse. You know, especially you know, they're two grown people. You know, they understand with her coming to the game, him, you know, being interactions, you know, with brother talking about it. They understand what's going on. I figured this would be something, even if it just dies out after football, but this is something that most likely will be talked about all year long. Most definitely. I wouldn't say about it. I wouldn't say as far as how the first game went. But I can see still the buzz and the interest on the fans and the women's and the views and the interest from women into football will be different. Yeah, I can say that much.
I know they talked about the views or whatever, but I wonder, like, what that comes out to. Like, say there is 30,000 more females out there that watched or have an interest, like out of those 30, and I know the number is much higher, but I'm just saying, just for hypothetical, throwing it out there, I wonder what the rate of those 30,000 will actually become NFL fans because of all this, or once this no longer becomes a thing, or Swift dates somebody else, they're no longer part of that stat. Like, I wonder how that stat is figured and to what extent Like, what do you mean by interest, or like?
I would say, as far as interest, I would say the women that wasn't watching football, best believe they'll be watching it just a little bit more, or going to the games that Kansas City plays because they don't know she may be there, or just little things like that. Jersey sales, watching the game, and ticket sales.
Oh, they're even talking about that she's been in more football stadiums this year than any player will be in the NFL. Like, it isn't this whole thing is. Then the fact that you have a Swift and Kelsey on the Philadelphia Eagles, and that had to be a whole thing as well. That we already got a Swift and Kelsey and all these other things. Oh my Lord! But it was not a good week for us in the picks. So hopefully this next week we get things turned back around. Before we get into picks, I want to hit a couple things. Cleveland. Oh my God, Cleveland.
Yeah.
I will say this. After Chubb got hurt, I was ready to throw in the towel for the season. And then I started seeing the stats about the defense. And even what the defense accomplished, even in that loss, that they only allowed like 6 points, and they allowed less. So it was like half as many first downs and the less yards and everything else. And then you watch this defense again, and knowing that this defense is in the first 3 games is allowed under 500 yards, is like the least amount since like 1993 or something ridiculous. And Tennessee, 94 yards that we allowed them to have was like the lowest since the 70s or 80s is last time they had that little amount of yards. This defense is once again has my hopes up higher than I want them to be. What is arguably the best defense in all of NFL right now. That is allowing less first downs and less scores and less everything than everybody. If Kareem Hunt ends up being that answer for the Nick Chubb injury, because we held our own on the ground, and the passing game looked really, really good. As probably the best passing performance so far out of Watson.
Yeah, that's.
We keep this up. I'm ready to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to pull my towel back out.
Okay.
Because that team, especially, we are favored. I would tell you last time we were favored against the Baltimore Ravens. We are favored by 2.5 or 3.5. I can't even tell you the last time we were favored against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't even think we were favored against the Baltimore Ravens with our backup quarterback in. I think there is a good possibility that my prediction of us taking this north could be a thing. Miami. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think too much is made of this 70-point thing.
Okay. Why you feel that way?
You scored 70 points against a team that is viewed as one of the worst teams. I don't even know if Denver's even won a game at this point, so I don't think they do.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree with you saying right there, right? But then on the other hand, 70 points is a lot of points in an NFL professional game. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not like it's not. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. I apologize.
So, no, you're good. But
go ahead.
Some matchups just favor one team a lot better than another team. We've seen that any given Sunday. We've seen that in basketball, where we have seen a basketball team beat the brakes out of a team because that five just played lights out, perfect ball, and the other team they had no business being on the court, the field, or anything else.
Mm.
I think that's more of what we saw. We saw a good Miami team. I'm not taking anything away from Miami. Miami might be the best team in the AFC. Might be. But I think also there was a big part of Denver and everything collapsing in Denver. This relationship between the coach and the quarterback is not where it needs to be. This team is it's horrible. And the frustration and everything just kind of tumbling. I think Denver couldn't stop it. I don't think that Miami was that great of a team. They're a really good team. I think this is more Denver just falling apart, and they're once the dominoes started falling, they could not stop. They could not fix anything. Miami had their free will on them. It was just like they just had no knowledge of how to just fix it, to just slow it down. Nothing. That's what it looked like to me. I'm not I don't think anything away from Miami. Miami could possibly, arguably, be the best team in the AFC. I don't know if I'd go quite as far as the whole NFL. There's a couple good teams in the NFL, San Francisco being one of them, out there in the NFC. And Philadelphia is another one. But I don't feel that 70 points was all just Miami. I think a good part of that was Denver, and they just could not stop everything. It's like they were out there, 2 left feet, 2 left arms, head screwed on backwards. I don't know. That's just what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Panthers.
I'm looking at. Oh yeah, I know.
Do you think the future's looking for Bryce Young right now?
As far as Bryce Young goes, the future, nobody really knows. It's off to a little rocky start just because the balls are not getting down the field. We're passing a lot, and with Bryce Young and not getting any yards, with him being hurt, with him not playing last week, it did look good seeing, at Andy Dalton throw, yard balls down the field longer than 15, 20 yards, and then for a touchdown. It's just off to a rocky start, It's the height is definitely plays an issue, because we can all see it. It's just off to a rocky start. I'm not giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. Well, definitely, I want to see how many games we're gonna win. But I wasn't expecting this game 1 how it looks right now. But it's early. Keep the hope alive for this week. But it just doesn't feel or look good right now.
Dallas losing to Arizona. I think that caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, it did. It really did. But one thing about Dallas, right? Everybody understand that Dallas hasn't finished in a very long time. you know, and everybody gets so hyped and know Dallas is going to come down. You know, it's not if they're going to come down, it's when the mistake is going to happen or when Dak Prescott is going to have a terrible game and they're not going to be able to go to the next round. We already know something's bound to happen, but I was very surprised of how on both sides of the field looked. You know, with the rushing on the defense and the red zone not be able to get in that box. If you can't get in that box, you ain't gonna. It's hard to win football games. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good.
You think
and
they
McCarthy
can win with Dak?
Do I think they can win with Dak? I think yes, they can. Just because he has won games, but he's never won big games when they mattered. So obviously they won with him. But I think there ain't no
with him.
There ain't no other option. I mean, there's no other option right now unless somebody comes along and you draft them or down the road. But as far as right now, this is all you got. So this is all you're gonna run with. I think it gives them the best option to win. I can say that part. Yeah. Is he gonna do it?
I mean, even against Arizona, that was a mediocre performance. I mean, you throw, 140, 50-something yards? I know it wasn't 200. Interception. I mean, against Arizona.
Yeah. Maybe he just has something on his mind. Maybe, everybody gets a pass. You know what I mean? Especially teams like that, you can get a pass where you can slip up and win three games in a row. You know, it kind of goes like a little laugh in the stock of having one loss, being Arizona. We slipped up that game. Now, if he comes out this week or the next week and looks how he looks against Arizona, there's some issues going on. But then at the same time, that's your quarterback and that's who you got. So try to make improvements.
Oh Lord, let's get into these games.
All right.
I don't think it was any else really gonna.
Some hard games, some tough games.
Thursday night.
So,
Thursday night. It's an interesting game. We got Detroit at Green Bay.
Oh yeah. I'm going. You going first or I'm going first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. All right. This one's kind of tricky, just because of the Lions and Packers, how the Packers won last week, coming down, being down for so much. But I'm going with the Lions. I'm gonna ride this one out with the Lions.
We're right with you.
Okay.
I don't trust Jordan Love. I trust Jared Goff. I think this Lions defense is a pretty good team. I think they're going to make a legitimate run for the North, and big matchup. This is a big deal, especially if you get taken in Green Bay. Be much easier to get that sweep at home. So I'm gonna take Detroit as well. Atlanta at Jacksonville. I think last weekend was a fluke. I don't think Jacksonville loses again this week. At home, I think they'll look very impressive against this Atlanta team. I know the Atlanta team's got a winning record. I don't know. I'm not impressed with them. Who you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and ride that train with you. I'm going with the Jaguars as well. You already know my personal feelings about the Falcons is not that way. You know what I mean? But I'm going Jaguars.
Interesting matchup. There's a few coming up here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
First one is Miami at Buffalo. The Miami offense has been explosive, but they've really not played anybody tough. Buffalo's more balanced.
Okay.
I think Buffalo wins at home.
Oh, all right. This can be my catch-up game right here. This can be my catch-up game. Now, I feel what you're saying about the Bills. You know what I mean? They, of course, they're gonna be in the playoff, run, or is this the same Josh Allen, or is this the same Tua? You know what I mean? If he stays healthy, and this can be the game that can really put a good stamp on Miami if they beat the Bills. I wouldn't say 70 points. Of course, it's not going to be like the Dolphins. But if they can put a little if they can put some points on that board, this could be the game where people are like, uh-oh, watch out. So I'm going to go ahead and try to catch up one game, and I'm going Dolphins.
Oh. Next is Denver at Chicago. Two teams that are 0-3. So two teams that look like they could go 0-17, obviously. One of them's going to have to win this week.
Somebody's going to have to win this week.
Who you got?
Okay, you went first. You went first last time. I'm going to go first this time. Even though, I got people from Chicago. I got people, family up there. But I'm gonna go ahead and ride with them Broncos. Hopefully you pick the Bears and maybe I can catch up another game. But I'm gonna go ahead and put them Broncos on just because I figured this has to be a game. We already know about Chicago, what they got going on. This has to be a game for the coach and the coaching staff and the fans for the Broncos game. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going Broncos.
I'm going with the Bears. I think this is a redemption game. I think this is a chance for the Bears to be able to put some points on the board and feel good about themselves. I don't think Denver's hit rock bottom. I think it's going to get uglier before it gets better. I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't. I think when we see a fight on the sideline, I think that's when things hit rock bottom. That we start thinking, or we start seeing things change. But like I said, I think that beat down this last weekend, that was just more of they couldn't figure it out. They're all over.
If the Broncos lose bad, it's gonna be a lot of heat on Peyton. You hear me, Sean Payton? If you think it's turned up now, if you lose to the Bears after losing a defensive coordinator, people stealing out the stadium, the coach and quarterback is having problems, they don't call them plays right, there's going to be some issues in Denver.
Well, Russell Wilson, depending on how he performs, is going to have to answer some questions too, especially with that contract.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Baltimore, Cleveland. I'm trying really hard not to let my team, my favoritism, get the best of me, but we looking really good. I think that loss to the Steelers was more of emotions, like, oh my God, we just lost Nick Chubb. Did you see his leg? Blah, blah, blah. Because it was a close game and the defense only allowed 6 points, and we beat them in every category but the scoreboard because of turnovers. I think we got past that. I think we have a chance at home to get out front of this AFC North and to especially put some W's in the category when it comes to our division. I'm taking the Browns.
All right. Now, I won't say a big fan. I won't say a big fan of either quarterback. You know what I mean? I'm glad they're both doing good. But I'm gonna go ahead and ride that same train with you. I'm going Browns. I'm going Browns as well.
Next is Cincinnati at Tennessee. Your pick.
Ooh. Now, is this a game that they're getting on track? They're getting Chase involved in the plays, and he, we got 20 plays for you this week. Go ahead and sit down. You're gonna get your passes, but I'm gonna go ahead and go Cincinnati. I'm going Cincinnati. They started 0-3, 0-2 before last year. I'm gonna go ahead and go Cincinnati.
I think Cincinnati wins as well. I think Cincinnati starts to turn things around. That's who I got to take one of the wild card spots out of the AFC. So I knew at some point they were going to turn things around. This week will be one of those weeks that things start to go back Cincinnati's way. Los Angeles Rams, Indianapolis Colts.
Ooh, you first, boss man.
I'm going LA. I don't see the Indianapolis Colts beating the Rams. Rams are better than what their record shows.
This could be. Yeah, I understand. This could be a game where I can catch up. Since I'm down 2 this week, but I'm not. I agree with you. You know what I mean? I definitely agree with you. I'm going Rams too. I'm going Rams.
Next is Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Your pick.
Ooh, now is Carr? We don't. Is that still? Is Carr playing? He ain't playing, is he? I don't think he's gonna play. Do you think? You think he's playing?
I have not heard anything. Let's see if it shows anything.
I know he's understanding. They're saying he's week to week. From last time I looked into it, I understand he's week to week. But I want to understand is he playing. But even if he's not playing, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going Tampa. I'm going Tampa Bay. I'm going to go ahead and go Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield and see what happens. Dang, I really want to pick the Saints now, though. I want to pick the Saints now, though. I want to pick the Saints. I want to change that one. Go ahead and change that one, boss. I still don't believe him. I'm going Saints. I don't care who that quarterback is. It can be Watson.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
Baker Mayfield did not look good at all this last week.
No. Run game didn't either. Run defense didn't either. I had to think about it.
I want to go no as well.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. Philadelphia at home against Washington. I'm definitely going with Philly. I don't think Washington's a 2-1 team. I think they're more of a 1-2 team. But Philadelphia, until somebody shows me otherwise, maybe San Francisco. I think Philly might be your best team out in the NFC right now. I'm gonna ride that Eagle. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fly. Eagles fly. I got a lot of people. I got a lot of people and customers who like the Washington Commanders, but with how last week looked, and even though with the quarterback being from UNC, I hope he does good. But I just don't see it. I'm gonna go Eagles. Next one is Minnesota at Carolina. What you got?
See, these are these games, right, where, I know maybe a lot of Carolina fans are listening, and I am a Carolina fan. I want them to win every game that they play. You know what I mean? I truly and honestly do. And this is a game that we do need, but is Minnesota overall team better than our overall team? But and they say Bryce Young is at practice today. So if you have practice today, you already know that means he has a possibility of starting this week. Could Minnesota defense be the defense he gets over 200 yards, over at least 160, 180 yards? I'm going to go ahead and go to Panthers, man. Man, you might be up 3 games now, but I'm going Panthers.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I know. For real, man.
Both your last 2 picks, you have me going back and forth. I'm like, all right, is he saying this? No, he's saying that. No, he's saying this.
Yeah.
It's another tough one. It should be. They're 0-3 teams.
Yeah, I know.
I want to go Minnesota.
I know. That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes.
All right, next is Pittsburgh at Houston. One, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, as much as I do not want to, as much as I need them to lose to give Cleveland sole possession of the North. I just think they're a better team than Houston. Before you give your pick, C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's got some numbers.
He got some numbers. He got some numbers.
He's doing it quietly though. Like it's.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
You don't think about that name, then when you hear that name, you're like, so what? That's just the quarterback at Houston. Big deal. Like he's putting up really good numbers, and it's just crazy how quiet it is.
Yeah. That's the good thing about being in Houston too. You know what I mean? They don't, since Watson, they're just chilling, but they're building. They got a new head coach, young, got that energy. He's bringing that new personality with his own quarterback. You know what I mean? So they're just trying to match things up down there in Houston, and they really are doing a good job now. You know, it's surprising. It looks how Houston looks. I wanted Carolina to look. You know what I mean? Something promising. Mm-hmm. It may not be this year. But you know something is coming. You understand what I'm saying? You see the build, you see the players, you see the yards, you see not interceptions, you see them check down, you see deep balls. That's what I wanted out of Carolina. I will even take the same record they got. If they can look exactly the same. That's what I wanted to see out of Carolina. But it just feels so down. You know what I mean? Did they pick the wrong quarterback? Is Train the number 1 overall pick? You trying to get the pick? Was it a mistake? Should they have went with Wilkes instead of bringing in the coach from Indianapolis who got fired, even though he was on the Panthers, you know, threw the first touchdown for the Panthers and whatnot. You understand what I'm saying? So there's lots of opinions out there that it makes fans go back and forth because you can see it on the field. No, we're not football players. We don't play NFL. But we understand numbers and what a hole looks like and what you're supposed to do with a pass and with a run. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't look like Houston. It doesn't look how Houston is looking. So it's just like, damn. It's just like, dang, we just going to be the same Carolina. You know, this look like this is going to be another 2 years. You get what I'm saying? Another 2 to 3 years. They're going to be talking about we need a new defensive line, you know. So it's just depressing.
Trust me, I know. I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah.
I picked Pittsburgh Houston game. Who you going with?
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Even though I like what Houston's doing.
All right, next game is Las Vegas versus the Chargers. You are up.
Oh, definitely. Go ahead and put me down for them lightning bolts, them Chargers.
That would be I as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Devontae Adams is wanting out.
And to be honest with you, and let's just be real. You know what I mean? Let's just be real, man. Everybody know. You should let that. You should let that man go, because y'all got a lot of stuff going on. Now the quarterback out, concussion, Jimmy. You already know how that's gonna go. What I mean by that, but you already know how that's gonna go. He gonna be out. That's just Jimmy. That's how Jimmy gonna do. You're going to lose, and the backup quarterback might have a good game here and there. Then you're going to be arguing about should you put Jimmy back in. And he already been in that situation, and he's getting paid. You know, the head coach don't need to be a head coach. He got a terrible record, so why is he still a head coach? They just got a lot going on now. They should let him go.
I bet the Chargers do.
Yeah.
Yup. Next game is the Patriots and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys get back on track.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know. New England just ain't the same. Ever since they went with anybody other than Tom Brady, it just not been the same. And until Bill Belichick and a quarterback, I don't think Mac Jones is the answer, but a quarterback can get the Patriots back in the winning ways. I just can't see them being a team to pick or to cheer for. They feel like I did so many years with being a Browns fan. So, I don't know. Dallas, I just think they had a bad week. I think they bounce back. I think they have a statement game. They're going to go into it to try to make a point because of what everybody said after this week's loss. And so they're going to go out and make a point just so they can come back and say something stupid. So that the week or 2 weeks down the road, it can be used right back against them. But I'm going to go with Dallas at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cowboys, right? But I wouldn't say the New England is just gonna lay down on them. They could win the game. You know, it's all about how Mac Jones plays. But I'm going Cowboys, but they got to be careful too. You know what I mean? They got to be careful too, because they lose a game like this right here, they're gonna have some issues. I'm going Cowboys.
I just want to
get that out of the way.
I'm gonna pick this team, but the other team could win. But I'm gonna pick that team, but the other team could win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how
it works.
That's how it goes.
One of the two teams are going to win.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh Lord. Next game is Arizona at San Francisco. Who do you got?
No, I'm going to say it nice and simple. 49ers.
Going with the same pick. 49ers looking pretty good. Sunday night, this is going to be a very lopsided game. Kansas City, New York. The Jets, that is. I'm going Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going Kansas City.
What do you think the over-under is for the rest of the season, seeing Taylor Swift at football games?
I'll say less than 2, maybe.
So 2 would be the over-under?
Yeah.
Two more games. I can see that. I can see 2 more games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends. I can see 2 more regular season games, but the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
That's extra appearances.
Yeah.
That would be extra appearances. Anyway, Kansas City. And then the last game, Monday night, you got Seattle in New York. Your pick.
I'm going Seattle. Nice and easy.
I am going Seattle as well.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't